Hey everybody, welcome back to our movie review. Hope you guys been enjoying the content on the channel as of late. We just got out of this. If you guys saw our last video, we watched Sonic the Hedgehog 3. We did our review on that. And as the other film that we decided to check out together, we're not going to do a review on that. And then we're just going to call it a night because we've been basically spending the whole afternoon at the theater. So, the film that we're going to be discussing is Mufasa, the Lion King, which is the prequel to the 2019 remake, this time being directed by Barry Jenkins, who, of course, is a very familiar face, directed films such as Moonlight, as well as a film called If Beale Street Could Talk, which I have not seen, but I've heard some good things on. But I am very familiar with that Moonlight, which I really, really enjoy. This is, as I've illustrated, a prequel to the 2019 remake, which we have discussed on this channel, the 2019 remake, recently, which, if you watched some of my review, I was not a big fan of. But we are now with a prequel, and as the title suggests, it is the origins to Mufasa. And it is telling the story of him as a cub and where he comes from his tragic separations from his family to being adopted into a new family with also a cub within that family named Taka. They develop a friendship, a brotherhood, and throughout the years they grow together, and eventually they have to leave the tribe for various reasons, and they have to go out to find a new home to carry on the bloodline as it is, and to hopefully start up a new era, usher in a new era for who might be the next Lion King, as it were, in the new valley of which they find. And along the way, they have other companions that also are familiar faces join on the adventure as Mufasa, Taka, and a couple of others seek this new land that would inevitably be Pride Rock, and the circle of life, as it were, will come full circle with the with the reigning of Mufasa. So with prequels, you usually have the issue with knowing the conclusion, and ultimately what is the desires there with watching a prequel. And really, the desires within a prequel is within developments and within characters. What is the other wrinkle, the other dimension to the character that I'm not familiar with previously that the prequel can supply? So it's less to do with the story, because you know where things are going to go. It's more to do with the characters. It's more to do with dissecting these characters and noticing their beginnings to where they end up in whatever film it is. So in the case of Mufasa, I think that there are a few issues. For starters, I must say I think that as I've mentioned about prequels, it's not about where it ends up. It's more about the journey that you take. And I think that the journey itself within Mufasa, I believe to be very, very flat. And many reasons for that, I feel, is that a lot of the pacing of the film and a lot of the delivery of information just doesn't feel as weightful or as purposeful. It feels like it is treading a lot on that 2019 remake. And a lot of the energy of that 2019 remake I was not fond of, which I believe is just trying to revitalize and trying to wear the makeup of the spirit of the original animated feature. And in the case of the 2019 remake, it's just beat for beat that of the original film. And with this, it uses that spirit, but also at the same breath, it also utilizes story beats that are ripped from that original film. There's a stampede, there's a love story, there is very, very familiar music. There's a big sense of familiarity embedded throughout the film, and that to me is a big, big problem, because in tackling an origin story, it should feel like uncharted territory. It should feel like that there is a sense of mystery, a sense of dissection. And in the case of this film, all of it just feels familiar. All of it feels knowing. And less secrets. There's less, things. And the things that are secrets really should remain secrets, to be honest, because they just really flatten the significance, to some extent, of the character of Mufasa when you explore that in the original film, The Lion King. It just makes for this dynamic a little bit more questionable. It creates more of a sense of doubt, and also that statement also extends further to the film itself. So, and there's other factors that I can mention, like the animation I feel is a little bit more junky this time around, mainly to do with techniques, because I read an interview somewhere apparently that Barry Jenkins was very adamant on having his style implemented into this film, and obviously working for corporate, that's a hard thing to do, because when you're playing a lot of money, in the case of this, like $200 million, it's very, very difficult to get your style implemented into something, because it's now corporate. It's not something like Moonlight, which is like what, like $1 million or something like that. That's your movie. When it's $200 million, it's not your movie. That's the company's movie. So it's hard to embed that style into there. But somehow he was able to embed some kind of style into there. And I say some kind of style because really what it is very distracting and very odd camera placements that are weird close-ups, that are weird like side angles, that actually somehow make the animation very, very wonky and very, very odd. So at one point the camera like spins like this, and I noticed it's all blurry. Like I thought it was my eyes for a second. I had to like try to like adjust, and for some odd reason, no, it was actually the animation, the fact of which the camera is moving like this, and it's very, very slowly trying to actually come back into focus, like as if an actual camera is there. And I know that in the building of this sort of thing, I get that you have to have that sort of mindset, but it's just it's a little bit distracting in that regard. But ultimately, though, it's just really flat, and largely, I must say, like there came a point where I just found myself tuned out. And to illustrate, this is a 2-hour movie. It felt like 2.5 hours. It was lingering, it was stretching, and it whittles it down to where the drama per se, the origin of itself, is very insubstantial and very dry and pretty boring. So I can't sit here and say it's terrible. I think that there are some elements there that do, maintain some level of interest when the camera's not doing the things that it's doing. I mean, the animation, yes, while isn't as interesting or as detailed as what came before, it's still interesting enough to look at. There's some nice horizons and some nice wides that do supply some level of interest and maintain some interest in that regard. The voice acting is fine. That also I feel is okay. I mean, once they sing, that's another thing. But in terms of just what they are doing, just as they are, they're okay. I don't take a large issue with that. It's when they sing, that's when I just start to like kind of cringe a little bit. And the songs also are just completely lackluster. Like no memorable songs whatsoever. There's no Hakuna Matata. There's nothing that's gonna there's no song that's gonna live up to that in this. And I like really what the problem of the film is, to wrap it up for me, is that I feel that it is afraid of the legacy of what the original film is, and it doesn't wish to make its own mark of said story. It just is very like, it's like as if like the original film is always looming over its shoulders, and that's a big problem, in creating something of a prequel or anything that is meant to be a follow-up or anything in this series. If anything, you should be able to provide your own taste, your own voice, and not feel like you have to have this hovering over your shoulders, because there's like almost a sensitivity to the story itself, how they choose to pave through the story, again relying upon familiarity, relying upon similar beats. It just makes for a doubtful film, and that makes for a doubtful viewing ultimately. And frankly, as I said, I just felt bored, I felt detached, I was tuned out, and I just think ultimately what you have is something pretty forgettable. But I can't sit here and say that it's terrible. I really can't. I wasn't angry by it, I wasn't frustrated by it, I was just pretty bored with it. So those are my feelings on it. I just feel it's very flat, very without dimensions, very, very much without divine purpose, and it's like I said, there's just a level of doubt that comes with watching it. And the like, I know it's called Mufasa the Lion King, but I wanted more Mufasa, if it were, and less so of the Lion King. And this is more of the latter than the former, unfortunately. So, if you get my analogy. So yeah, so there's my thoughts on Mufasa the Lion King. I think it's very okay. I don't think it's terrible. I don't think that it's like something, like something that's going to frustrate you or anger you. I think that it's really going to test your patience, and I think that it is going to be something of a snooze ultimately, but I don't think it's something to get angry about. But those are my thoughts on Mufasa. Now I'm going to swing the camera over to my brother, as we always do, and you're going to hear his thoughts on Mufasa. So I'm going to swing the camera over to him right now.
I'm kind of very disappointed, and I'm very tired too. To be honest, I don't have really a lot of things to say about this movie. This movie was so bad. It was so bad. I'm talking about like a lot of things, like the songs were bad, the whole thing, the prequel, the story, the voice acting, and mostly the animation. I gotta talk about the animation first. I want to talk about like the worst thing that happened. Like the animation was bad, okay in some scenes, but when it comes to the characters, animating the characters, like it's just, I hate the camera technique they use. They just love to like zoom the camera into the characters like all the time. I don't know if the director likes doing this style. I don't know why. It just, to me, in my opinion, it just doesn't look good.
I'm personally not familiar with if that's a style or not. From my memory of Moonlight, I don't remember that being a style.
Yeah. Other than that, but like also, I'm not really used to like photorealistic animated movies like Lion King, Mufasa. It's just like, I'm talking about like the expressions. Like the Lion King 2019, I think that that I say it was not bad. Like it was obviously like a straight up copy from the 1990s one, but I do like that they didn't at least put like expressions that just make it seem like bad. Like I get it's an animated movie, it's fake, it's supposed to you just let it just be, right? But I think for me it's just like, just seeing something that's supposed to make it look like it's like real life, and you put like expression on it, like animals, I'm saying, I just don't think it works for me. In my opinion, I just don't think it works. Like, but if you do it in a cartoonish style, like if you look at the Lion King from the 90s, which was like a 2D cartoon, yeah, you can do that. It's different. It's a style. I'm saying it's the way of the style. And I also want to talk about voice acting. The voice acting, like my brother said, it was not bad. I think, honestly, Mufasa, the voice actor, I don't know whose name is, but
it's Aaron Pierre.
Aaron Pierre? Oh. Yeah, for him, he didn't do really good. I think the singing was also kind of bad. Like, they put some weird auto-tune on the voice actors, but I think him just him talking, no, I don't think he's a good actor. Probably for that movie. I don't know what other movies he's done, but maybe he's a good actor for other movies. Just for me, in my opinion, in this film, he didn't really do a good job. It seemed like it felt very lazy, or they just didn't put effort to it. But I think all the other actors, like the monkey, Timon, Pumbaa, which I also want to say, get off topic, but Timon and Pumbaa, there was no reason for them to be there. Like, there was no reason for them to be on there. I think they was just there just to be there, so people can get goofs and laughs and just play around with the characters with Kiara and stuff like that. It's just like, it just feels useless, but it's whatever. It's supposed to be cool, I guess. I don't know how to call it, but yeah, the story is just boring too. The story, like the narrative, it's like if you get a picture of it, like at some point, if you learn about Taka, and you already know he's Scar, like I think a lot of people already know that's Scar. It's super obvious. And at some point, if you see, like, there's some point that he likes this girl named Sarabi, and
so much so the movie always likes to remind you that what is going to happen, as if there's any doubts as to what's about to happen.
Yeah, but the moment like you see Taka don't like Sarabi, or like Sarabi, and Mufasa and Sarabi are kind of like liking each other, and you don't like them, you kind of just see where it's going. You can see like, oh, he's becoming a villain over a girl, right? Or
yeah, over a woman. It's just so silly.
like so silly, and you kind of get where it goes. And I kind of predict. I was like, oh my gosh, Mufasa makes it there. He goes to the enemy, and he betrays them, and yeah. And at the end of the movie, like, Mufasa eventually like kills the enemy, right, underwater at some point. Mufasa swims up back to the surface, and Taka does this he does this thing with his hands and stuff like that. It's supposed to be a reference. They do this reference so many times in the film. It's a reference from The Lion King. It's the iconic part, the long live the king thing. And I feel like, to me, it's like, I don't know why Taka, or Scar now he's called, wants to, like, he's kept him alive instead of just like killing him right there in the water, like, you just let him drown or something like that. I have no idea why. He just said, whatever. But he, like, it's so random, because it was eventually, like, you already know in The Lion King, Scar eventually just becomes evil. It's just like, you could have just killed Mufasa, and then you could have took over the Pride Rock and do that. It's just like, I don't know. It just got all boring and confusing. They just find any reason just to make a prequel and stuff. In my opinion, I feel like they should have just went for the sequel. I know it's like, I get it, you want to make an original story, because I know if you just go for the sequel and just create a copy of the same script and but make it photorealistic, I get it. It's just lazy stuff, but like, honestly, it's just better than this. Like, they just kind of proved it, that they were just not really trying. Like, this was so bad. Honestly, everything was so bad. But I do sorry, I'm just tired. I'm sorry, I'm tired. I do say the soundtrack was okay. I don't like the singing, though. The singing, any songs with actors and stuff, no, it's just bad. But like the soundtrack, I don't know if it was Hans Zimmer or not, who knows, but he did a good job, even though I feel like he copied all the other songs from The Lion King. So I think at this point, I think everything's just lazy. Like, do you agree, Chris?
Yeah, it just seemed pretty flat. Just didn't seem like there was a lot going on.
Yeah, I don't think a lot happened. I think they just kind of just got lazy with the story, and they just said, let's just make a prequel. And I think I heard that the director, Barry, he said he didn't really like making the movie, or like he didn't really enjoy it, making it, or something. I heard like he just didn't.
He had a hard time cracking down on the animation.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Oh.
Which maybe attributed to him trying to squeeze in those weird techniques. I don't know. Yeah, that's what
I have no idea. I
don't know.
I feel like at some point, I feel like after a week or so, I'm just gonna forget about this movie. Because, like, it didn't really interest me. Like, I think, like, into, like, an hour of the movie, I kind of just sat there and just, like, say, hopefully it's over. I'm just done. I was like, I'm just done with this. It's just not even good. It's not even that great. But yeah, I don't think prequels are that good. I'm not saying all of them suck. There's some good. It's just like, if you know how prequels go. Like, if you know the story of the present and they talk about the past, you already know how it's gonna lead up at the end, right? Because you already saw it. So it's just like, you're like, what's the point of making a story? Like, you're just gonna add like just tiny salts and peppers to like pieces of the script, but at the end you already know how it's gonna end. It's gonna end just like how the original happened. It's just like, what's the point, right? Like, why not make something fully original? Like, fully original makes something good. A sequel continues the story. I think that's pretty good. That's why I like sequels more than prequels, because prequels, you can make an original, but you already know how it's gonna end. But for a sequel, it continues the story, and as long as it's good, it's good. That's it. I think that's it. But yeah, those were my thoughts, and I would give it a rating of probably 3 out of 10. I mean, the music was good, but everything else just sucked. I'm sorry. It was not good. But I'm not saying that you shouldn't go watch it. You can go watch it if you like Lion King. Maybe like in some scenes, they're like the sunrise, the sun, I think is okay. I mean, like, if you like the references, if you like referencing stuff, or you like learning about origin story, then yeah, you can watch this if you want. But no, I don't think it's that good. I think they should have honestly just maybe not let it happen. Like, I feel like The Lion King itself, the first one, I think it was pretty good. I don't think they needed to do a prequel. I think it was pretty good. But yeah, those are my thoughts once again, and I'm tired. And yeah, just like my brother, I think it wasn't good. Yeah. But yeah, that's it. And I hope to see you guys in more movies to come, like maybe like Elio, which is, I will always keep saying that. I'll go watch this one. I don't know what other movies in the future we can see, like, what other movies I'm thinking of? What do you think, Chris?
Dogman.
Dogman?
You wanted to say.
Oh yeah, Dogman? I'm kind of interested in that one. It's based on the comics, so I probably know how it's gonna go.
Yeah, we'll have some interesting stuff next year.
Yeah, there's more. I'll keep you guys updated. I'll try to definitely be in more videos and try to enjoy the content. I'll try to see my honest opinions about it. I hope you guys enjoy it. I hope you guys have a good Christmas week, because I'm about to enjoy every single week of it or day of it, because I just got out of school and I deserve to take a nap, and yeah, that's it. But yeah, Merry Christmas to everyone. Keep it cool, keep it safe. Just do you. I'm gonna swing it to Chris, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.
Alrighty, well, that's going to be our review of Mufasa, the Lion King. You guys let us know your thoughts on Mufasa if you guys check it out. Do you guys think it's going to do well? Apparently Sonic's going to be performing better, so we'll see how ultimately these films do at the end of the week. But let us know your thoughts in the comment section below, your thoughts on Lion King generally, with the original film and the remake. Let us know all your thoughts in the comment section below. And as he said, have a safe and happy holidays. And that's going to be it for this video, guys. Thank you guys for tuning in. And until then, we will catch you guys in the next video. Bye, guys.
Bye.
Bye.